Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is JT from Above and Below the Belt. I want to talk about the Dennis Hogan versus Jemall Charlo fight, and I just finished seeing that fight, and it was a interesting fight, and I say it was a good fight too. On top of that, right? And I would say that Jemall Charlo and Dennis Hogan, of course, they was figuring each other out at the same time. I didn't predict. I didn't make a prediction video on this fight. I think Jemall Charlo did stop him. I think in the 6th or 7th round, and some people might say that it should never went that far. But at the same time, you underestimate Dennis Hogan. I think it was the second time being knocked down, and probably I think even being knocked out. You know what I'm saying? So that shows you what kind of boxer or a fighter that Dennis Hogan is. And he gave Jemall Charlo some problems. He moved around. He did a lateral movement. You know what I'm saying? Back and forth. You know what I'm saying? He didn't stay in the pocket as bang with Jemall Charlo. He got some punches off at the same time. It was just his foot movement, his footwork. You know what I'm saying? It was good. You know what I'm saying? He gave Jemall problems, like I said. And this is just another test that Jemall Charlo is learning. Jemall Charlo is learning as he go along, fighting different people with different styles. And you know what I'm saying? Going back with the Brandon Adams fight, Brandon Adams, to me, Jemall Charlo probably could have got a knockdown or a knockout. He didn't even get a knockout. I mean knockdown, but he definitely didn't get the knockout. But Brandon Adams, he went into a survival mode. That's why you can't really knock out a person who's going into survival mode. So I don't care who you are. But that's what happened in that fight. But this fight, at the same time, Dennis Hogan was not in survival mode. He threw punches. He wasn't scared. He just let his hands go. But at the same time, the first knockdown by Jemall Charlo was about a left hook, if I'm not mistaken, and he timed it too. So that's why I'm saying he's learning now. It's like he's getting better. He's learning now. You know what I'm saying? But he timed that shot, that knockdown, and when Dennis Hogan was, I think he was going for a punch, if I'm not mistaken, and then he missed, and then Jemall Charlo timed it with that left hook. You know what I'm saying? And then the next knockdown, Jemall Charlo, he feinted like he was gonna throw a right hand, but threw a left hand and knocked him out, which I never really seen him never do before. He never feint when he throw a punch to get or especially get knockdowns or knockouts. He don't feint. So, but this is something that he's learning and sparring from his trainer. You know what I'm saying? And that's very good. But the thing about it is, he is fighting up Dennis Hogan is coming from 150 some pounds to 160 so. But at the same time, ain't nothing wrong with that to a certain degree, as long as you getting better as I'm seeing him. But now I want you to fight the Demianchenkos, Demetrius Andre, and who else? Eubank. You know what I'm saying? He went down. He fought at 168. And the thing about it too is the same time let me go back to the first round. In the first beginning of the fight, the early rounds of the fight, I would say. One thing about Jemall Charlo, he's a stiff fighter. Now him fainting kind of like surprised me when he got the second knockdown and knockout, right? The second knockdown, which was a knockout. But and he timed it too at the same time with the first knockdown. And but he stands still. He gonna throw his hands. He could take a punch, but he take too many punches for me. You know what I'm saying? He got to get better with that defense a little bit. Hopefully they work on his defense too a little bit. But maybe, one thing is I'm thinking that Jemall Charlo's not so much worried about his defense so much because he knew who he was fighting. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Matt Koffball hit him too in that fight when he fought Matt Koffball, and he took them punches very well. He didn't get hurt. He wasn't dazed either. Dennis Hogan chopped him too with head shots, and he didn't get hurt, nothing like that. But at the same time, that's not gonna always be true for a lot of other fighters. If he's gonna go up on weight, you know what I'm saying? He need to start doing it now until he go to 168 to 170, something like that, whatever, right? Or whatever. So hopefully, he like I say, he's getting better now as I'm looking at him. Because at first I'll say he's a basic fighter. He just got power and he's young. But when you're young and you got power and he's like 6 foot, he's got 64 inch reach, and he hits very hard. He's a knockout artist compared to his twin Jemall Charlo. That's good. So him feinting and adding that to his arsenal, and timing when fighters is going to come in and do a certain move so he can get a good punch off, because he was missing. He throws a lot of punches, and he missed two at the same time, which I think those throwaway punches. So he can't do that so much with a lot of other fighters, man, because you got to say those punches and be more calculated. That's what I'm thinking with him. He need to do. Jemall Charlo. But do this tell me, is he the the king at 160? No. He haven't fought Demianchenko. He haven't fought Daniel Jacobs. I know Daniel Jacobs at 168 pounds now, but he haven't fought Demetrius Andrade. You know what I'm saying? So he haven't fought those guys yet. So I don't know where he's at. But time would tell. But one thing is at the end of the fight, when dude asked him who you want to fight, who you want next, he said Demianchenko. Do you want Eubank or he said those two guys. I forgot if he mentioned somebody else, but he mentioned those two guys for sure. And he didn't. Jemall Charlo didn't say nothing. So I'm looking like, man, wow, man, you need to say something. Or he said he need to go back to the drawing board, and let his manager deal with that. Which at the same time, man, you need to start doing it. You need to start getting those fights that you need now. This fight right here, okay, but right now in your time, the time in your life right now, you should be getting those the fighters that you need to be in the Hall of Fame or be a legend or whatever, or be the person in the best in super middleweight. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I say, I would think that next year he should be getting somebody like Demetrius Andrade or Demianchenko or even Matt Koffball. Because Matt Koffball want to run it back, but he got hurt in the fight between Eubank. But I think he'll definitely be back. Hopefully, but we'll definitely see. But like I say, man, he did good. He did a good job in this fight, and some people I would think that I was thinking that he was thinking like, man. It shouldn't go this long with this dude, Dennis Hogan. But this Hogan, that tells you right now he's a good fighter too at the same time. But 160 is not his division. Or maybe he stepped up too much in fighting, a person, Jemall Charlo with the WBC strap, which everybody be calling him a bomb or a paper champion because Canelo Alvarez gave up the belt, but Canelo Alvarez didn't want to fight him, and he avoided him. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why he just gave it up to at the same time, because he wanted to unify, but he never did. So that tells you a little bit about Jemall Charlo and stuff like that. But at the same time, man, what y'all think about that? Do you think he did a good job? Do you think he's getting better? You know what I'm saying? I see it. And I hope y'all do see it too at the same time. But do this mean that he's the king of the 100 super middleweight division? Nope. Do this mean that he's the best? Nope. You know, he's got a lot of work to do. But like I say, man, what y'all think? Who you think he should fight next? So leave a comment at the bottom of my page, subscribe to my page, like my page, hit the notification bell for new videos from me. This is JT from Above Below the Belt. Bye bye.